Hey, we're Heathen City. This is another great episode of ETX Rocks featuring Sadie Evans.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, this is episode number 256 of the ETX ROCKS Show, and I think this is the first episode coming out in June as well, which means we have hit our 2-year anniversary, and we're celebrating that with Sadie Evans today. Sadie is from the Sulphur Springs area in northern East Texas, I guess.
That's right, yeah.
But she's not really in Sulphur Springs all that much anymore. You're really in Nashville mostly, going to school, right?
I'm going to school in Nashville, so I'm home for the summer right now.
Yeah, very cool. And going to Belmont as well.
Yes, going to Belmont
Probably
University.
the best music program in the country, possibly, right?
I love it. I'm in their songwriting program, and it's amazing. I'm super excited to continue in the classes and really dive into what they have to offer with songwriting.
So we are going to be talking with Sadie a lot about her songwriting and a lot of other stuff behind her music as well. Really excited to finally have Sadie here. Sadie got onto our radar probably late 2017, and somebody had sent us the video for your song Over.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't remember who sent it to us, but man, we were impressed. And then you guys were super gracious enough to let us put that video on our channel.
Well, thank y'all.
And the song's done really well on our channel too. I think it's in the top 40 most
It's really
viewed.
sweet. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Really cool stuff, and didn't know that we had this amazing artist right under our nose in Sulphur Springs. So it's really cool to get to introduce you to a lot of our listeners and viewers out there. And Sadie did bring her guitar today, so we have a huge treat for y'all out there. She's going to play us 2 songs today.
Absolutely.
And of course, you know that we put out a sneak peek for a lot of these episodes, usually about 8 or 9 days before the episode comes out. So if you want to hear the 3rd song that she played for us today, go to our Facebook page and search for Sadie Evans ETX Rocks, and I'm sure that sneak peek will come right to your fingertips. You'll want to check that out as well. But tell us about the first song. This one is called I'm Yours. Tell us the story behind this one.
So I'm Yours for me is one of my favorite songs that I've written because it tells the story of my great-grandparents and the love story that they had. And so I kind of grew up, my great-grandfather passed away before I was born, but my great-grandmother was alive until I started high school. And so I grew up hearing from my family, you know, how sweet their love story was, and I was just inspired to, you know, why not share that with as many people as possible? Right. It's a really cool story. So
it's almost like a tribute to your roots, almost.
Absolutely, that's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you. Yeah,
and I love the song too because, like I said off camera, it's not what I was expecting from you. So it's basically a story from a different era, but you've brought it into a modern relevancy when it comes to the music. I mean, this is very rootsy and very 21st century, and
thank you.
I love that, getting the vibe of a story that took place generations ago,
right,
but updating it to be listenable to today. You know, I think it's cool.
I love it. I'm so glad. That's exactly what I wanted. So thank you. That's great.
So you guys, we're really excited to show you this song live and unplugged here from the ETX Rocks living room. It's Sadie Evans with I'm Yours. Y'all check it out.
She was 14 when they got married, loved that boy till the day she died. And he was 18, they built a family, 3 girls, a little boy, barely getting by in life. So Pepsi Cola, they moved state to state, sometimes I they found him along the way. 'Cause Lord, you kept him strong, you kept him fighting, fighting on. You taught him how to love every person, every face, and you never left their side. Kept them together for the long ride. He loved him more each and every day. Never forget the words she'd say. Truly, you got me completely. You hold me holy. You keep me faithfully. I'm yours. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm yours. They made the good times outweigh the rough times and the bumps along the way. They planted roots and built a home in a little church house too. And Lord, you kept them strong, you kept them fighting, fighting on. You taught them how to love every person, every face, and you never left their side. Kept them together for the long ride. You loved them more each and every day. Never forget the words she'd say. Truly, you got me completely. You hold me holy. You keep me faithfully. I'm yours. Ooh, ooh, oh. Through sickness and health, when they had nothing and found some wealth, she'd say, truly, you got me completely. You hold me holy, you keep me faithfully. I'm yours. Oh, 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 I'm yours.
So we are back once again. This is episode 256 with the one and only Sadie Evans from Hopkins County, Sulphur Springs area, now in sowing her roots out in Nashville at Belmont University.
Working on it.
So you must have known pretty early on that you wanted to make a go of this music thing, right?
I've been singing since I was 2.
Yeah.
And I started doing musical theater, and thought that I would go and do musical theater, maybe go to New York, and then in high school I started doing country music, and I said, oh no, country, that's where I'm gonna stick.
How hard was it for you to transition from that musical theater kind of production aspect of music to country?
It took a minute. I had a pop phase of music that helped me transition into where I am now.
Now, you could definitely hear that from you in certain vibes from different songs.
For sure.
But I know a lot of times, an artist can struggle with being in theater and drama and all that, and having that cabaret feel to their voice, and then trying to transition to something more mainstream can be a really difficult process.
Yeah.
How much was songwriting kind of a tool to help you get through that?
Songwriting, I started working on it a lot my sophomore year of high school, and I think that's when I started to really dive into the emotions of the songs that I was singing that weren't mine, and then the songs that I was writing that were. And I think that really helped me out of the musical theater of, this isn't just a show, this is, you got to emote what you're really feeling.
Exactly.
So that definitely helps me.
Yeah, and it's cool to sit with a young songwriter who's still growing into themselves and all of that. But, I've heard several songs from you, and each one is kind of a different vibe, a different genre, a different style. Yeah. So as a young artist, especially one that's in a songwriting program, how do you nail down an identity for yourself when it comes to your music?
I think that I just know that I keep my roots in country, and I know that my faith is going to play a part in it because I know what my morals are and where I stand with that. So I know where I want to go with my music and don't want to go with it. And so I'll keep my feet in that little country pool, but I like to reach out and grab some inspiration from other parts as well.
How important do you think that is for an artist to kind of have the freedom to be able to do stuff like that?
I think it's so important. I think you have to be able to listen to everything so that you can take... You're never done growing. You're never done growing. You got to take some from everything.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to ask you that just because I know as a younger artist, it can be really difficult to kind of sit within a certain lane.
Right.
And, you know, your lane, as you say, is country music. But, you know, a 5-lane highway has 5 lanes. So if you stick to one lane on a 5-lane highway, you're probably not going to get to where you're supposed to be very quickly. You're going to find roadblocks and 18-wheelers in the way. There'll be some wrecks along the way. But if you're willing to move lanes, you're going to get to where you're supposed to go a little bit quicker. I don't know how that analogy popped in, but man, that kind of worked,
beautiful.
didn't it? Yeah.
Are you a songwriter? Wow.
No, I wish I was. I can't even click a pen in rhythm.
Oh my goodness.
I've tried. It's not pretty. They were good pens, too. But yeah, we did mention that you're going to Belmont, so it sounds like you started writing songs probably mid-high school years and stuff like that.
Sure.
So you're sitting down and you're doing that, and a lot of people out there as fans, you know that music can be therapy, especially for an artist.
Yeah.
A lot of times what you're hearing as a song has gotten you through a tough time or a good time or whatever it may be. How far was it into your songwriting process that you realized I want to go to school for this?
I actually didn't go to school for songwriting to begin with. I went to Belmont and I was in their commercial music program to just be an artist and just sing.
Yeah.
And then before school even started, I said, actually, I don't just want to do that. So I switched and got into their music business program because I knew that I wanted to apply for their songwriting program, which is a big application process.
Yeah.
So my first semester there was just fingers crossed that I would get into the songwriting program because I had something just clicked along the way that, girl, you want to do songwriting, you just got to go for it. So
are they teaching you structure in songs and stuff like that? And if so, are they also teaching you that sometimes structure is not that important?
So I actually, because I changed my major several times, I haven't had my first songwriting class. I've done some theory classes and some music business, the industry, getting into that part of it. But this next semester I get to start my first songwriting class.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just curious exactly what they're teaching because I know sometimes a good song can have absolutely no structure.
Right.
You know, there doesn't have to be a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. You know, it can be whatever the songwriter wants it to
Absolutely.
be. And it's up to the listener to decide whether or not it works.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
And so sometimes when stuff can get really streamlined and structured, it can take away from the artistry, I think. So I was just curious how they were doing it up there. Because again, Belmont is a reputable school. I mean, very, very, good program for music. We've talked to a lot of folks that have been to Belmont. Blaine Howard being one.
That's awesome.
Show.
That's a great place.
Yeah. So how'd you choose Belmont?
I went back and forth for a long time towards the end of my senior year. I didn't decide until the final day to decide. And I talked to my mom, and she said, if you're going to do music, you have to be in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so I realized, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm taking this leap, and I know that I want to do music. I know that that's what I love, and I have a gift in that.
Yeah.
And I have to just go for it.
Yeah. I love the fact that, if you guys didn't know out there, prior to a guest coming on the show, we send them a questionnaire. And it's basically 21 questions that's designed to kind of pick her brain a little bit and see, number one, how talkative she is, because then I'll know how much of this I have to carry. But number two, it really tells us what Sadie and other guests are passionate about. What do they like talking about? And then we know how to kind of loosen them up and stuff. But one of the things that Sadie said many different times in her questionnaire was how important your faith is to you, especially in your music. Another thing that really stuck out to me is when you're writing a song, you're actually thinking about the effect that's going to have on people that you're wanting to mentor or play a role, like a role model kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that kind of stuff is also in your mind when you're writing. It just sounds like you were raised right.
I think so. I mean, I think my family did I like where I am.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's important that, you know, you're a young lady and you know that part of your growth process was because of someone's music that inspired you to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you want to kind of emulate that in your music. And I don't think a lot of artists realize that kind of effect that they can have on a younger generation, so to speak. And also staying true within your faith, I think, is also very important. I'm a Christian. I know you are as well.
Yes.
So I think it's important to spread that message and stay within that moral boundary.
Absolutely.
Now, my question is while you're within that moral boundary, though, do you feel like your freedom is kind of maybe stifled a little bit?
I think that for me, I try to keep it as honest as possible. And so I don't think so, because the things that I'm not writing about are things that I haven't ever experienced.
Awesome. All right, so that's exactly what I was looking for from Sadie, because a lot of times, you know, a quote-unquote Christian artist can feel really, really trapped within that genre, you know, and so a lot of times you don't want to be labeled as a Christian artist. I think it's better to be an artist that is a Christian. There's a big difference, folks. Christian music is a genre. Being an artist that's a Christian is not a genre. That just means that you're trying to uphold to a certain image within your artistry. And so that's the difference I was going for with that question. You absolutely nailed it. So good job.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're sitting here with Sadie Evans from Sulphur Springs, episode 256. This is our second anniversary episode. Just so happened that Sadie was the one that came in on our anniversary.
Honored.
So yeah, it was 2 years ago today that we released our very first episode with Katie Lynn from
so
America's
exciting.
Got Talent, a good friend of ours. And today is 2 years exactly with Sadie Evans.
Well, thanks, guys.
No problem. So Sadie is home for the summer. She's not like playing hooky or anything like that. So Belmont, don't come after us. We're good folks, I promise.
Good student.
So what is life like, you know, outside of class in Nashville? Are you taking in the local listening rooms and stuff like that?
Absolutely. One of my favorite things to do is go to other people's shows.
Right.
I think that you learn so much from just going and sitting at a writer's round or just at any show possible. So I try to always go and support my friends, or, you know, just go to whatever shows are out there.
And what do you gravitate towards mostly? Like if you're, you know, it's a Friday night, you can go to a show. What are you looking for as Sadie Evans?
A lot of times I'm looking for where my friends are playing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I love all of their styles, and they're all so insanely talented. And I just think, you know, I'm going to go and support them. And while I'm there, I'm going to see, you know, 3-5 other artists that are equally as talented, and I can learn from them as well.
That's cool. It's always important to support your friends and learn from them as well. Don't ever shut yourself off to more inspiration. I think that's important, especially at a young age.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we did talk a little bit about influences off camera, Dolly Parton being one of them, and you'll hear that in the second song, you guys, so you're not going to want to go anywhere. The second song has a huge Dolly vibe in it. I think you guys will like that. But tell us about some of the influences that really made you want to do this for a living.
I'd say my number one influence is Elvis.
Really?
Yeah. I grew up listening to Elvis. My mom, my aunt, my grandma, they all listened to Elvis, and so thank goodness it was just pushed down to me too. So I really love him as a person, and I think, and as well as an artist, and just something about him really stuck with me. And I think, you know, he takes so many different influences as well in his music that I kind of wanted to do that.
Good job, Sadie Evans family. My God, Elvis Presley in the house. So you came in through the Memphis swing today too, so you get to see all of our Elvis stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that had to be like blown mind. I go down to that end of the house and I'm just like, Mom, you have an issue.
No.
If you guys haven't been to the house here, my mom has a serious obsession on Elvis Presley, and thank God she doesn't have an eBay account. I'm just saying, because we'd be in a lot of trouble.
She should keep it exactly how it is. It's beautiful.
I'm
wonderful.
agreed there, because, yeah. You know, there is a moment in time where too much is too much. You know? But it could be worse. She could be into cats instead of Elvis. So, I mean,
yeah.
There you go.
I mean, Elvis.
Yeah,
Don't you want... I'm for that.
But I think that's awesome that Elvis is your chief inspiration, because... You know, I don't hear that a whole lot in your music. Like, You're right. You're trying to stay grounded in country and kind of venture out into other different styles and stuff,
right.
Whatever you're feeling at the time. I didn't see Elvis coming. Like, I think, you know, I go back, I heard Dolly, and then I'm Yours was kind of like rootsy rock, Bonnie Bishop almost, if you've heard of her. And then the sneak peek song, Take a Hint, that was like Lady Gaga. I was like, man, this child has musical ADHD.
She does. She does indeed. No. I don't know that Elvis really comes out in my music as much as he does in just kind of the base of what really made me fall in love with music.
Okay.
Kind of Elvis.
So your folks were just jamming to that while you were growing up.
Yes, especially my grandma.
Okay.
And my aunt.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, good job indeed. You could have a lot worse influences than Elvis Presley, that's for sure. So, you know, we did mention a little bit earlier about faith and all of that. Yeah. How important is that in what you're hoping is your career, just staying within that faith?
Yeah, so I'm actually at Belmont. My minor is religion. So I'm hoping that I can kind of, you know, no matter what I'm doing, pay tribute to... you know, my faith. Yeah. And I would love to, in the music that I do, when I get to start releasing albums and doing that kind of thing, I want to keep some Christian music in there, or some music that at least, you know, you say, yeah, she's praising God in that.
Yeah. So it's very important. And how early on did you know that is something you wanted to keep within your sound?
I always knew that, you know, there were certain things that I was just like, that's not glorifying God to me, so I'm just going to keep that out of my music. But I just kind of realized this a few months ago that I wanted to really bring it in to the spotlight.
Was there an inspiration there, or was God the inspiration? Or what I mean by that is, like, was there a scenario or an event that happened in your life where you were just like, you know what, this is important and I need to stay within this? Or was it just something you were just like, you know what, you know, God needs to be heard as well?
I think it just clicked that, you know, he gave me the talents, so
yeah,
I gotta rep him with them.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so you did mention you know, working on albums and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So you know, again, in the questionnaire she says that she's working on writing an album. So what's this process like while having to balance going to school as well?
So my goal right now is I just really want an album, and I have, you know, a lot of songs that they're not album ready, but, you know, I'd love to bring in some people and say, here's the base of what I have. Let's work together and get this to where it's ready to be on an album.
Right. And
then I have a really sweet friend from the Dallas area who's going to school up in Boston at Berkeley, who's doing the audio engineering side of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited to be able to work with her in that process. And we've kind of talked about figuring out some production aspects of getting an album.
It's funny because Berkeley is the other school in this country that I think is top of the line when it comes to music programs. It's Berkeley school. And Belmont. Both of those schools just bring it. And we've had lots of students from both of those schools on the show. So you definitely know that those two places is where it's happening. Now, in your songwriting process, are you the type of songwriter that almost has to lock yourself in a quiet room all by yourself and get to work on writing, or are you the kind of person that really kind of likes to bounce ideas off somebody else?
I like to bounce ideas. Mm-hmm. I honestly have amazing friends at school, and I'll be in the middle of writing in my room, and they'll knock on the door and just come in, and I'll say, hey, listen to this really quick, and then we'll just bounce some ideas off there. They may not even be songwriters, and they're just getting that opinion, and it just is very helpful
almost
for me.
Verification.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I think that's cool that you even have that trust, you know, to pull somebody in so early. because writing a song is got to be one of the hardest things to do.
Definitely.
Because a lot of songwriters are introverts. Most songwriters, I think, are introverts. So, sharing that part of your soul with somebody so quickly early on in the process, I think that shows a lot of confidence in your ability as well.
I'm working on confidence. I started out songwriting as co-writing with different people. So I never, in the beginning, was writing alone. Mm-hmm. So I think that definitely played a part into letting other people.
Right. So now that you're writing
so
alone, more than not, is it almost like you're writing without a net now? Like, I'm so used to writing with another person. Now that other person is not here, so it's almost like a trapeze artist without a net now,
A little bit. It's kind of like when I'm writing and nobody's heard the song yet, I'm like, okay, well, here we go. Someone please just tell me, is this anywhere near a song that someone would say, well, you're in the right direction, hon? Or is it just like, throw it out?
That's awesome. It's so cool to hear the different intricacies that goes into a songwriter's mind. That's why I love doing this show, because everybody is so different, and everybody has their own identity. Everybody has their own lane, to go back to that the earlier analogy. So it's really neat to hear that. And like I said, I know it's very, very risky to put those kind of feelings out for everybody to hear. Especially, a lot of people nowadays are into cover music.
Right.
So to take a chance on an original song, I know how that is. All right, so we're sitting here with Sadie Evans. This is episode number 256 already. So that means that every 2 years we're going to have 256 episodes. Yeah, I never sleep. I must not sleep. The rumors must be true. No. But yeah, man, we're super blessed to get to, thank you. Super blessed to get to do what we do, and it's all because of you folks out there that actually listen and watch what we do. That blows my mind that we can sit here and talk to an awesome songwriter like Sadie, and people will actually tune in and watch and listen and all that stuff. It's always blown my mind, even 2 years later. So I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. It's very important to me. And it's because of you guys out there that we actually have a brand new website just launched about a month ago. And it's www.etxrocks.show. I didn't know there was a .show until I bought it. How about that? But it's all you got to do is take the word "the" off of our name and put a dot between rocks and show. And hit enter. Or if you're on a cell phone and don't have enter, just, I don't know.
They'll find it, right?
Yeah, just, I don't know.
We believe in you.
Click something, improvise. You know how to work it. But yeah, we're super excited to have that website. I've spent about 300 hours on it.
That's
getting
amazing.
it good. And there's over 10,000 hours of content available on that website. From live full-length interview segments, episodes, live music unplugged here in the living room, live concert performances from outside the living room. People like Tanya Tucker and Sundance Head and Gene Watson and just so many folks that you guys can just tap right into on our website. And like an internet radio station, we actually have a playlist playing right there on the site, and the playlist is only songs played live here on the show. So
awesome.
Before this show even comes out, the 3 songs that Sadie performed here today will be in that playlist.
Yeah.
So check that out. Over 300 songs in that playlist that have been played right here on the show. And that includes people like Leslie Satcher.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, y'all check that out. It's www.etxrocks.show. And guys, we're going to be right back with more from Sadie Evans right after this message from an independent artist. I think we're going to play What the Heck with Sadie today. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Hey y'all, it's Bree Ogden from Little Rock, Arkansas, and thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, so we are back, and the magic laptop has made an appearance. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't here before the break, and now it's here. Just weird stuff happens here on the set on a Sunday afternoon. But it's here, so we might as well play a game with Sadie. So,
sounds perfect.
Want to play a game?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to play What the Heck with Sadie. People out there are going, oh. At least I hope that's the sound you made. Either that or y'all were just rushing to Google all at the same time, and that would be bad. But this is What the Heck, and the way this works, I'm going to ask you several questions. I don't know how many. Depends on how you're doing, I guess.
Okay.
And basically, these are going to be weird, silly, sometimes gross questions. Some of them can be deep. Just depends on how I'm feeling. And basically, what I need you to do is shut your filter off and just give me the first answer that pops into your head.
Okay.
Sound good?
I will try my best.
All right. So, guys, this is What the Heck, episode 256 with Sadie Evans. Here we go. Number one, you are alive in the 1920s. So you were born naturally then.
Okay.
So this version of Sadie Evans does not exist.
Okay.
All right. So you're there. You're living in the 1920s.
I was born in the 20s?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you run into a time traveler with an iPhone 7
Yes.
with a Miley Cyrus ringtone.
Yes.
Now, how do you react when hearing it?
I think I dig it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty into all music.
Okay.
I think I would like her.
Okay. So you're into like the roaring 20s style of music, and then you hear Miley Cyrus, and you're just going to be like, okay, that's not weird at all.
I mean, I think I would be very shocked.
Yeah.
But I could throw out some moves to
Well,
that.
I mean, here we are in the 21st century, and we're all very shocked when a Miley Cyrus song comes out. So
That's so true. So probably the same reaction as today.
Probably. Number two, do you think Girl Scouts is actually a cookie brand that promotes child labor?
Oh, absolutely. No, not at all.
You don't think so?
I wasn't in the Girl Scouts, so I feel like I can just say yes because
Well, I
like
mean,
the
you
Girl
would
Scout
think-
cookies, like
Well, you got Boy Scouts, you got Girl Scouts, right? Now,
Right.
Boy Scouts is known for like taking little boys out into the woods and teaching them how to make a fire and go
Yeah.
fishing and all of that, right?
like, I'll
and
make a
then
man out
Girl
of you.
Scouts is known for selling cookies. That's what they're known for.
but what do the girls do when the cookies aren't being sold?
I don't know. I don't hear anything about that. So I'm thinking they're at home waiting for the next shipment of cookies to come in.
I think you have something going there.
I'm just worried about it because it's like, all right, how do we sell a lot of cookies? Well, you know what? There's the Boy Scouts. We could call this the Girl Scouts and don't have to pay the kids. So, you know? I don't know. The things I think of, just weird. I know. So why do you think the chicken crossed the road?
Most would say to get to the other side. I
don't think that's a true statement.
I
though,
don't
so.
either, you know?
So why do you think that he actually did?
Maybe he heard about my show and it was on the other side of the road and he said, Sadie Evans, she sounds like a swell girl. You see what I did there,
Yeah.
folks?
She said swell. It's because she was born in the 20s.
I don't think I'm going to get a lot of questions. This isn't going very well for me.
Number 4, what do you think cats dream about?
Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Well,
Why am I saying how? Why?
I don't know if you follow Taylor. I think we're pretty close.
Yeah.
And she's a big cat person. So I think that a cat, I know if I were a cat, I would just think, wow, what would it be like to be Taylor's cat?
What about the cats that have never heard of Taylor Swift?
Well,
Which, by the way, would be most cats, if not all of them.
I just am feeling bad for the cats now.
Yeah, why would you feel bad?
I love Taylor.
I love Taylor, too. Her new album's pretty good, actually.
Yes, it is.
But I don't think it has reached the demographic of felines yet.
You know what? When I get home, I'm going to play it all for my cat.
I think you should.
Perfect.
Film it, put it on your music page. That would be hilarious.
You want me to send it your way, too?
Yeah, absolutely. Call it #CatDreams.
The end of this video gets my little cat segment.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, let's see. I'm off the rails now. I was not expecting Taylor Swift for an answer there. All right, number 5. This is a 2-part question.
Okay.
All right. The first part of this question is, you can pick anybody alive or dead to be stranded on a deserted island with. So who would you pick?
Literally Elvis Presley, just so that I can meet him. I don't
Okay.
know what his survival skills are like. He was in the army, so maybe decent.
I wouldn't say that his tour in the army was really. It was like Army Light, I would imagine.
Yes,
Like,
but
okay, we want Elvis to come in and let people know the army exists.
this is true. This is true. but just so that I could have a chance to meet him.
Okay, so Sadie Evans and Elvis Presley are now on a deserted island together. Y'all picture this now, okay? Because the second part of this question is dynamite. You ready? Now you have to name 3 items you Sadie Evans,
Yes.
would need to entertain Elvis Presley.
Oh no. Like entertain?
Yeah.
Like,
To keep him entertained on a deserted island where there's nothing to do.
well, he needs a guitar.
No, not he.
I
He's
need a
not there to
guitar.
entertain you. Besides, if you need a guitar in Elvis's hand to be entertained, then you don't follow Elvis very well. Because he knew like 1.3 chords.
I guess I need a guitar
Yes.
for him to play, or for me to play, for
you
him to sing.
You could teach Elvis
Right?
how to play guitar.
Well, I don't think my skills are anywhere ready enough to teach someone else, but
Well, have you seen Elvis play guitar? All right, so you have a guitar.
So I guess I have a guitar.
All right.
I mean, I think you need a Bible on the island, right?
Okay, yeah.
I
I don't
mean,
know how he would be entertained by that.
well, he
but
loves
okay.
Jesus too,
True.
and I'm just thinking, like,
Can't wait to hear this.
how do you entertain Elvis Presley?
Yeah,
Blue suede shoes, right?
yeah. Well, it would have to be one, though, because you've already used 2 of your items. So
Oh,
now he's
no.
walking around an island with 1 blue suede shoe, and that's weird.
And maybe that's where the song comes from.
Yeah. Don't step on my blue suede shoe,
Shoe.
not shoes. See, we've changed the song, which means we can get around the copyright.
Perfect.
Good.
You saw it here first.
So now, guys, we have Sadie Evans and Elvis Presley on a deserted island. Sadie's playing guitar. Elvis is holding the Bible and wearing 1 blue suede shoe.
He's there, so it's good.
And cats are dreaming about Taylor Swift. All right, whatever number we're
Oh
on.
dear.
Okay, so why do you think the alphabet is in the order it's in? Do you think it's because of the song?
Oh, it's definitely because of the song.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like somebody just had that melody in their head, like, you know what? I think we should put the alphabet to that.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
then they
like,
said, well, which
let me
letters?
try it out, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so, like, maybe originally...
Do you think they got it right the first time, though?
I don't think
I think
so.
it might have been like
I think when they got to the really cool, like, chorus line, the, LMNOP, it might have been, like, ZVUJY.
yeah.
You know, that just doesn't flow off the tongue as well
No.
as LMNOP.
And yes. No, I think it took them a minute, but
Yeah.
that is why the alphabet is.
I
as it
agree.
is.
I think the song came first. Somebody woke up with the melody in their head in their cave one day and was just like, you know what? I'm going to put the English alphabet in this melody, and that'll teach people how to...
That sounds completely accurate to me.
Yeah, seems real. You heard it here first in the living room.
They're hearing lots of things first here. So.
Yeah, that's true.
You're welcome, guys.
That happens a lot. We are trendsetters. All right, number 8, last one, I promise.
Okay.
Now, are you familiar with Donald Duck?
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever seen Donald Duck wearing pants?
No.
Isn't that weird? Now, my question is, if he never wears pants, then why does he feel the need to wrap himself in a towel when he gets out of the shower?
This question has haunted me.
Yeah,
I truly don't get it.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe because he always wears a top. So maybe it's like a backwards thing for him.
I don't
so
know.
like
I mean, obviously, it's not a modesty issue, or he would wear pants.
Yeah.
So
well, plus he's a duck, so does he really need to dry off?
I don't know. I think Walt Disney was screwed up in the head. That's what I think.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
he just conformed.
Now, just think about the things that we were, submitted to as children, right? So you got Warner Brothers. Everybody, I'm sure, has watched Warner Brother cartoons. You know, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all those folks,
All
right?
right.
And so they say our cartoons today are bad for our youth, right? They say that in the 21st century. Well, here's what I grew up with, okay? I grew up with a pig that stuttered. I grew up with a retarded hunter trying to catch a rabbit, and when he caught him, he was upset about it. Think about that. A gangster rabbit, a duck with schizophrenia. Now you tell me Daffy didn't have schizophrenia. Right? All over the place. That's what we grew up with. And that's just Warner Brothers. I don't know. South Park ain't any worse. I mean, to me, you know. At least South Park is staying with the times.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't give an opinion on that. I haven't seen South Park.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I mean, then you had Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Scooby-Doo was a bunch of stoners that decided that they were going to solve mysteries.
Think of all the mysteries they solved.
Not on purpose.
You're so right. They're not on purpose at all.
It's like, you know, Scooby and Shaggy are just walking through a haunted mansion and all they can think about is food.
Yes.
You tell me they're not stoners. You know? Hey, did you hear that noise? Sounds like there might be Scooby Snack. I don't know. It's just weird. But they say the cartoons today are much worse than the ones we had. I just think they're more... like they label them better now. You know, like they're not going to hide the fact that they're stoners in the cartoons anymore. I don't know. So that was What the Heck with Sadie Evans. Sadie did not win the game, unfortunately.
No, she definitely did not win that
you
game.
didn't. All you had to do was say What the Heck and you would have won.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's how you win What the Heck, folks.
Well, dang it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Too late. No, too late. You're not going to get late, you know, rewardification. We are creating words here. So, yeah, What the Heck with Sadie Evans, always a lot of fun. And again, I promised you guys another song, and I also told you that this has a lot of Dolly Parton vibes in there, and I hope you hear what I heard when we were listening to this.
Yeah.
But this is called I Go Back.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this song.
So I go back, I tried so many times to write a song about my hometown or growing up, and just over and over again I was like, I can get something, you know, better than that gets the point across
Right.
a little better. And I wanted to, you know, just pay tribute to how I grew up and, you know, just some of the big memories that I have. And that's
I like how it's very Texas themed in
Yeah,
there too,
absolutely.
You know? It's like almost like a cross between Texas and Tennessee.
Ah,
And I mean
yeah.
that's where you're at anyway, one of those two places most of the time.
Right.
So I definitely love the struggle in that song of, you know, I'm in Tennessee and I'm missing Texas. Well, now I'm in Texas and I'm missing Tennessee.
Right.
You know? So it's definitely, again, another very relevant song to the 21st century, but also keeps within her Texas roots.
Thank you.
And that obvious, what I love is you can obviously tell what's important to Sadie Evans just by listening to the music. And I love that you can kind of portray that image in song. So
Thanks
really
so
cool.
much.
No problem. So guys, completely live and unplugged, only here in the ETX Rocks living room. This is Sadie Evans, I Go Back. Y'all check it out.
I go back to Sunday mornings, running late for church. I'm a 6-year-old with golden curls and a pink fluffy skirt. I get to sit next to my mother, and when she stands, I stand. I hear the preacher say, if you're blessed, let me see you lift your hands to the Lord. Oh, oh. I go back to September Fridays. The boys are home this week. I'm 16, wearing blue and gold, cheering on my team. I'm screaming with my best friend and the others in the band. The board says 30 seconds left, and everybody stands for the boys. Oh, oh. I go back to playing make-believe. I go back to homecomings. I go back to the first time I held my baby sister. And when I left for Nashville, I had to tell her that I'd miss her. I go back. Oh, oh, oh. to Texas, starry nights and fires burning low. I'm just home for the holidays and then I'll have to go. So I catch up with some old friends and laugh at days gone by. We'll sit and talk for hours till our town's closing time. And I go back to playing make-believe. I go back to homecomings. I go back to the first time I held my baby sister. And when I left for Nashville, I had to tell her that I'd miss her. I go back. Oh, 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 I go back. From backyards and tire swings to he loves her, he don't love me. From riding in my town's parade, I should thank them for the girl they made me. Oh, I go back to playing make-believe. I go back to homecomings. And I go back to the first time I held my baby sister. And when I left for Nashville, I had to tell her that I miss her. I go back. Oh, 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 I go back.
All right, guys, so that was I Go Back by Sadie Evans. I hope you guys heard those Dolly Parton influences in there. I think they're pretty apparent. Go back and listen to a song by Dolly called Joshua, and I hope you do that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think you'll hear what I'm hearing in there. And I promised you guys that this was a magic laptop, but we're going to try something completely new. Because typically when I snap my fingers, this will disappear. I don't know how it happens. But now we're going to see if a guest will snap their fingers and it will still disappear. I don't know if I can transfer the power over
I
to
can
Sadie.
feel them coming my way.
Okay,
Fingers
so we're going to
crossed.
try this. You ready?
Okay.
So just snap your fingers. What? Well, it almost worked.
I was
Like-
so close.
Yeah, the laptop it's gone, but like
I mean,
like-
you transferred like half of your power, I guess.
but you created a guitar. Like, how am I going to pull all of our audio off of a guitar? It's all on that laptop. You ruined my show, Sadie Evans.
I'm so sorry.
But it's a cool looking guitar.
I think I did a pretty good job there.
I'll take it. We'll just have to get a new laptop. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we transferred the magic. It worked, almost, kind of, ish. Anyway, we're here with Sadie Evans, and this is episode 256, 2-year anniversary episode,
Yeah.
right here on the ETX ROCKS Show. Sadie, it was great having you here on the show.
Thanks for having
I
me. This was
appreciate you
awesome.
spending some time with us. And so she's going to be going back to Nashville soon, working really hard on that new album. And so if people are hearing about you for the first time out there,
Yeah.
where can they follow along with your social media stuff and all that?
Yeah, so Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter are all Sadie Evans Music. I'm also on SoundCloud,
Okay,
Sadie Evans
yeah.
Music. Instagram, I like to have a little fun, so I'm Sladey Evans.
Yeah, she is.
SLAYDIEVANS.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll go with that. But I'm going to tell you, all you got to do is put in Sadie Evans on Instagram, and it will bring up that account.
Well, there
as
you
well.
go. That's easy
Yeah.
too.
So if you don't feel like being a spelling major, you can. Just,
I mean, it took me a second too.
yeah, that's a tough word to spell, Slady. I don't know. And it's almost like the currency that they have in Poland.
Really?
It's called slutty or slotty.
Slotty.
Ooh. Sorry about that, FDA or F whatever A that does broadcasting. What is that? The F? I forget. Yeah, slotty is the name of their currency.
I'm
Imagine
close.
the jokes that they get out of that. How much is your car? 122 slotty, please.
I just like to give faces sometimes. Like, you know what I'm
What are
saying.
we talking about? Okay. All right, so once again, that's Sadie Evans on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's SADIEEVANS, music. If you don't know how to spell music, you shouldn't probably be watching the show. Just saying. But it's with one U, not two O's.
Right.
Because there's a difference between music and music.
Music.
Yeah, music is Hispanic in nature.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like mariachi music. They call it mariachi music. I don't know why. It's weird.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, again, we're sitting here with Sadie Evans. Sadie Evans Music everywhere. Do you have a webpage up?
I do, yeah. I need to update that a little bit, but there is a Sadie Evans Music webpage.
Okay, is it .com?
I believe so.
Okay, SadieEvansMusic.com. And now, if there's an East Texas or venue anywhere that would like to book you, where would you send them for contact information?
Instagram's perfect, or Facebook.
Okay.
Just message me on either one of those,
All right,
right?
so it's Sadie Evans Music on Facebook. It's Sadie Evans on Instagram. And her Instagram is on fire, y'all. Y'all need to check her out on there because she's pretty active on there. And
I'm pretty active. I like to have
hilarious
fun.
stuff. Very funny stuff on there.
Thanks.
I'm still kind of getting the hang of Instagram. And the thing about Instagram with me is I forget I have it until it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to check Instagram because I have nothing else to do now. And so I'll start posting stuff at 2 a.m. and my, engagements and stuff on there are making fun of me. Like, what is wrong with you? You only post at 3:30 a.m. Like, you expect anybody to ever see this at 3:30 in the morning?
I mean,
Nah, I don't know.
I think it's great.
I'll probably never get it. All right, if you're tuned into the ETX ROCKS Show for the first time, we definitely want to thank you guys for following along. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are located at ETX ROCKS. If you're watching on YouTube, the biggest thing you can do to help us out is smash that subscribe button. Hit that button. It really helps us rise up in YouTube's algorithms, which means our videos will be in recommended sections more often, which means more exposure for folks like Sadie Evans and all the other people that we get to talk to on the show. More exposure for our guests is better for independent artists everywhere, I think.
Absolutely.
We are proud to be considered the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas. Very excited to be that for you guys out there. Very blessed to get to talk to all kinds of people like Sadie and all the other folks that have been on the show. 256 of them now. Imagine that in 2 years. So definitely want to thank you guys for following the journey out there. Now also, as a new subscriber to our channel, that means you guys are going to get early notification of all of our content being uploaded. That means you will get an email letting you know whenever our live full-length episodes go out, as well as any other videos that we upload on there. By the way, we have 1,031 videos as part of our YouTube channel now, including a single that Sadie had called Over, which is, I don't know if you knew that, but it's in our top 40 videos of all time.
That's so awesome. Thanks, guys.
So imagine that. It's almost 1,050 videos, and hers is in the top 40 most viewed.
That's so sweet.
It's pretty cool. So, very neat. And that's a great song, too, Over. I think you guys would enjoy that, because it sounds completely different than what you played here today.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a different song. So definitely want to, thank you guys so much for your undying support out there. Also, we are a self-funded program, which means we are low budget. And, and I put the emphasis on the word low. We are so low, we limbo. How low can you go? And because we're self-funded, we do take donations from supporters like you guys out there. And we have set up a donate link that you guys can send us some money at www.paypal.me/ETXROCKS. And I've said this before on the show, but I have to thank Sadie's grandmother again, Rita Wright, for supporting us and sending us a donation. It's definitely much appreciated. It's because of those donations that we have a new website. It's because of those donations that we're able to stay on the air every single week. And it's because of those donations that we're able to upgrade our equipment. We have a microphone and Walmart lamp trees, which were very expensive, like $18.99 a piece. I think they were a little more than that, but you get the drift. So if you want to send us some money, that's the best way to do it. And we'll take anything from American dollars, Egyptian pounds, lira, Robert De Niro.
Slotty.
We'll take slotty. We'll take bullion from the game Diablo 3. but only for a limited time because I'm almost at 1 million on that. So
There you go.
things that we will not take, Joe Pesci. No, I have enough of that already, and that only spends in like India. It's weird. No more pesos. You cannot use pesos on soda machines here in the U.S. Did
So
you know
no
that?
more pesos.
No more pesos. Boy cannot get his son kissed. So, yeah. American dollars only. No Bitcoin, which I think is a thing now.
It is a thing now. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I think Bitcoin is like the 21st century monopoly money. Only just not as pretty. You know, monopoly money was pretty attractive to look at.
That's true.
Especially the orange $500 ones that I used to steal all the time. I was probably 9 before I realized I couldn't buy a Coke with that. Not a true story. Yes, it was. So yeah, those are the currencies we'll take. Again, we definitely want to thank you guys for helping support the cause. Again, our mission is letting people know about all the independent music that we can find out there. It's very important. We have a passion for music, and I hope that shows, and I hope you guys are enjoying what we do. As we always say on this show, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.